Welcome to Two Poor Artists, where we're poor at going on a road trip, but mostly we're poor at making art. My name's Benj.
And my name is Isaac. And just a few days ago, like a week ago, just about, we went on a road trip. And some of you have probably seen that part one of the Two Poor Artists road trip has been uploaded for your viewing pleasure.
Well, not pleasure.
Well, your viewing.
They can view it.
You can view it, yeah. It's what they would call a vlog, like a video blog, where we're like, it's like reading our diary. It's like looking into a page of what we did during a day. A typical day with the Two Poor Artists when they go on a road trip to see their number one fan.
Yep. I do want to say about that video after rewatching it. We kind of painted out the person that won the original book in the auction as some sort of cartoon villain.
Yeah.
That stole it out from underneath.
We spoke to this person this morning, and he was like, "Come on, guys, I wasn't that bad. Sure, I paid more than $1 for a book that isn't even worth $1 because you guys made it."
Yeah, but he's just also a good fan.
Yeah, he is a good fan. Not a cartoon villain.
Of course he wanted the book.
No, we have,
who doesn't want the book?
I mean, apparently more than one person, which baffles me. But the point is, we took a road trip. We took a lovely road trip across lovely Arizona to lovely Topak. And then we had to travel through not-so-lovely California and Laughlin, Nevada.
Yeah, don't leave Arizona. Once you've gone to Arizona, just never leave it.
I don't know if I can fully endorse that because, Disneyland and stuff exists.
Yeah, but
you just want to close your eyes and just wake
Disney
up.
owns Disneyland.
Yeah, but again, Disneyland's just the best place in the world. Not for artists. No. You got to go
for people.
You got to go to the black and white places of the world for art. There's Cruella de Vil's house.
Best place.
Zebra Farms. Antarctica, now that I think about it, is probably the number one place for true art. Because what is there? There's white everywhere.
Yep.
And little black and white penguins running around. And that's it. There's nothing else.
Yeah.
At all. Although I will say penguins have, like a tiny little snippet of yellow on them.
Yeah. Polar bears, they're white, but actually black.
Yeah. But zebra farms. In fact, if you just rode a zebra around Antarctica and drew things, it would probably be the greatest artistic experience of your life.
Yeah, because if you had a zebra farm, you'd have to somehow get black and or white grass.
Yeah, not as easy as you might think. Although you could paint it. That's what they do here in Arizona.
Yeah, but then the zebras start to eat it.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's
you put one of those bags around there. You know how they do that with horses? They put a bag on their mouth so they don't eat stuff.
You got to do that thing where when you grow a rose and you can cut the rose and then put food dye in it and it will change colors.
I think we just go.
You got to somehow do that to all the grass.
I think we just go Queen of Hearts style and we just paint all the roses black and white.
Well, I guess we use squid ink. Zebras you could eat squid ink.
Just dye the whole ground with squid ink.
Yeah,
that's probably not harmful for zebras.
I'm sure.
Maybe the next Two Poor Artists road trip will be to Antarctica or to a zebra farm where we can paint the grass black.
Yes.
But either way, we had a lovely time on the Two Poor Artists road trip. Other than having to vlog.
Yeah,
that was a terrible experience. Honestly,
vlogging is one of the worst things a human can do.
I think it's really fun, but I also feel like the worst. I had a good time, and I feel bad about admitting that.
And I think it's the worst.
Nah,
and there was no enjoyment added to the.
There's just something about going into a store and filming yourself doing stuff in a store, and you're just oh gosh.
Or going in a car and filming yourself in the car.
I mean,
or going
that was no more
out of the car.
That was no different than you and I just. But that's the point. We wanted everyone to experience what we experienced, the true, life of the Two Poor Artists.
I'm just saying. We suffered for our fans.
We suffered for the fans.
Because vlogging is the worst.
Especially when it's 120 degrees outside.
No, that was the best part about the whole trip.
Hey, that's 2/3 of the road trip video, actually, is us having this same conversation about me dying in the heat, Benj also dying in the heat, but claiming he loves it.
I wasn't dying.
I think there was death. It was a little bit of death.
It also wasn't 120.
It was worse.
You
You're
were
right.
exaggerating.
It was higher than that.
It was not.
The thermometer spoke. I listened.
The thermometer never said that number.
But the point is, we are done vlogging for the time being. We are back here in the studio. If you haven't watched our road trip video, you can watch it. There is actually art in it because it's the two-part artist road trip. It's not
we do art.
We do art. That's what we do.
Yeah,
Poorly.
we're gonna split it up into multiple episodes. I don't know if we can guarantee that there's gonna be art in every episode.
I think we'll try our best, though.
We will. Because, I mean, we did multiple art during the road trip.
We did multiple art.
Like, you're going to get a lot of art.
Yeah. It's going to be more art than you're used to.
Yeah. But, I don't, like, if we, depending on how we split it up, never know. I just don't want to promise art in every episode.
Speaking of art, there's going to be art right now because we're going to draw a road trip.
Yes.
You know, I'm not going to draw like a scene of what actually happened on the road trip because we literally filmed what happened
you'll
on the road trip.
you'll watch
You
it.
don't need me to draw it for you. You know, I could like draw me drawing something on the road trip.
Yeah.
But that would honestly just be worthless, you know?
Right.
Where was your favorite place we went on the road trip?
Definitely our number one fan's house.
Yeah, that was also my favorite
That
place.
was by far, I mean, it was the reason we went on the trip.
It's true.
And we had some of the best ribs I've ever had.
I think, honestly, they were the best ribs I've ever had
Yeah.
in my life. And I've had ribs
Mm-hmm.
for, you know, more than one
Yeah.
time.
This wasn't the first time
had
he ate
ribs.
ribs. And these were better than the one other time he ate ribs.
I've had ribs many times.
Yeah. No, I mean, they were good ribs.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin. Shout out to Kevin for making us ribs.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what Kevin does when you come to his house, apparently. Welcome to Rhode Island. You know, I've gone my whole life. I think I saw it in a movie one time. You know what? I know exactly what movie it was, actually. The Cat in the Hat movie. Do you remember the Cat in the Hat
I
movie?
do remember the
with
Cat in the Hat
Mike
movie.
Myers.
Yep.
It's
Masterpiece.
a rare piece of cinematic brilliance.
Like, if you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Yeah.
But understand, it's like someone telling you to go watch Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, it's,
Or
it's
like
on that level.
it's like you won't,
Well-
or like Monty Python, like you won't really fully enjoy
You
it.
can't really.
You
fully
have
enjoy it.
to, and watch it with people. Like, make fun of it.
Yes, please. The thing is, remember how like Jim Carrey did the Grinch movie, right?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we're going to adapt, Dr. Seuss into live action. So they pick the top comedian and they
Right.
put him in the Grinch.
Yeah,
Then they're like, we should just keep doing this. We'll just pick another comedian, another
Yeah.
comedic person, and we'll just make him another. So they took Mike Myers, who was on SNL for years and whatnot, and then he's
Yeah.
like, he's the Cat in the Hat.
yeah.
But man, is it
It was just,
weird.
it's so much weird. Like, Grinch has a good story. And, like, there's, like, redemption. There's, like, it has the elements of a good story put into a comedy. The Cat in the Hat is
Does
just an insane man hanging out with kids.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so crazy.
It is. It really, really is.
And they're, like, in a world where everything's crazy, and he's so much crazier than the crazy world they're in.
Yeah. Go watch it. But there's a part, sorry, there was reason to me saying this. There was a part in that movie where they're driving down the road and like the whole movie pauses for like a split second because he acknowledges that there's a Rhode Island license plate. And you never see those. So ever since I saw that, like, I don't know, like 20 years ago, I've always like, not like I've gone out and sought these. Like I could have gone to Rhode Island.
Right.
But here in Arizona, we're pretty far from Rhode Island. I've like
Yeah.
looked at cars and I've always wanted to see a Rhode Island license plate.
Right.
Never seen one.
Yeah, because you
there's
probably
so few
won't.
people.
Who would come from Rhode Island? Like, it's so small.
Yeah.
And then they'd have to come to Arizona. Why are they coming to
I
Arizona?
don't even know why they would.
Like,
It's a
you
long
would,
way.
it's far. Like, and if you're going to retire here, you get a new license plate with your new car
It's true.
or whatever. It's like, it's just not something you would expect to see. Like, we see California license plates constantly
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
because they're all coming here in droves.
Yeah, they're fleeing We had to go to California on our road trip.
Yeah,
Back-
like I understand why they would after going
the
there.
one-
I'm like, oh, this is why they're
we
running.
drove through one. I can't even call it a city. One town,
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
Yeah,
Needles,
we don't-
Needles, Arizona.
we don't want to complain too much about it here because we complain about it a lot.
We can complain about it here. It deserves it.
Yeah, but they're gonna see like a half an hour of us complaining about it in our
You are
road trip
You
videos.
are right about that. So maybe
So if we also spend a half an hour here,
maybe hold off for now. But
but
just know, California, we pity you.
yeah, like I mean, California's one of the worst states, and Needles is probably the worst of California.
Yeah, I used to think I knew like what the worst part of California was. I didn't.
Yeah, like I assumed it was like Hollywood, or like, like where is it? Is it the boardwalk, or like where is it? That's like you just like walk down that road and it's just
The Hollywood Walk of Stars.
yeah, that, and it's just like
the Chinese theater.
yeah, and it's just the worst.
It
But
is
it's not
pretty
as bad. It's not as bad as Needles.
No, because Needles was just the worst place. Like I'm truly feel bad for the people of Needles, like that they have to live there. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like get out.
Yeah.
Go.
Go like
Arizona
even-
is so close.
yeah, it's so close. Nevada is better than there. I mean, I don't recommend Nevada, but over Needles, California.
From what I saw, it's worth fleeing. All right, here's this person. They got some hair on their head. It's like
It's so thin, his hair.
I didn't realize he's apparently wearing a jumpsuit. The way I drew him.
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
I mean, you could add some lines.
There. Now it's less of a jumpsuit.
Is he like a
That's like a
ice skater?
I mean, it's totally what he looks like, isn't it?
Like he's just clearly ice skating right now.
Uh-huh.
The Crossroad Island.
Maybe I will make him an ice skater. I wasn't planning on it,
Mhm.
but I think
Like he's wearing the outfit. He has the hair of an ice skater.
okay, that's a foot thing.
Oh,
But
how unfortunate.
yeah, it is. But if we add, now it's an ice skate.
Mm-hmm.
Now it almost works.
If you say so.
I do, and that's what was said. Just like
Oh, it's worse than the first one.
yeah, because you'd think we'd get better. We don't. We don't get better. We get worse. And those feet, they've been sharpened.
It's so
like that's
bad.
what ice skating training does to you. It sharpens your feet.
I guess.
Because they're like, well, what if my skate falls off, mid competition? They're like, but your foot, you don't even need skates.
It's in skates. Oh man, that would be the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
You're just ice skating. The skate falls off, probably because your foot sliced through it, and then you just keep skating.
So if my left hand is up like this, where's the thumb? The thumb's over
Thumb
here,
is
right?
No.
No,
Well,
right.
what? You just held up your hand. How did you already get it wrong?
There's a hand. And there's gonna be
But
another.
which one is the thumb? That's the thing. It doesn't matter.
I think that was supposed to be the thumb. Yeah, it's true. When you draw fingers that have been mangled, it's
But
hard to
if you
tell.
have your hands and the palms are facing away from your face, the thumbs, both of them face towards your
this person is either like they look like they're either dressed for ice skating or like karate.
Again, on that hand, which one is the thumb? And which one's the pinky?
Let's not overthink.
Like, why
those
are the
mangled-
pinkies and the thumbs?
mangled hands just don't deserve. Now it's a karate belt.
Mm-hmm.
Because this guy's on his way to karate class. But in Rhode Island,
The ice skating.
you ice
karate?
skate down the roads during
Oh.
the winter. That's why you don't see many Rhode Island license plates because most of them just
This is ice skating.
they roller skate in the summer and they ice skate in the winter.
Mhm.
Maybe.
I don't know what the weather's like in Rhode Island. I don't know.
About
Yeah,
Rhode Island.
it's. I remember in history class learning about it because it's like one of the older states. That's pretty much all I know about it. So like, is the whole road is frozen?
Yeah.
Like on purpose. Like someone goes out there and pours water.
It's just what happens in Rhode Island. And he's tripping in the road.
Oh, okay.
Road trip.
I mean,
Uh-huh.
if you had rollers, or if you had ice skates on
Your eyes
in a
look like when
road,
you trip. Can you just trip real quick? Yeah, I'll throw something
they
on the
get
ground.
wide, like you're scared, worried.
I feel like
and
no matter what I
alert.
do, it's going to not look right. See? Now he just has 3 mouths. That's not half bad.
Yeah, he looks worried. I see that. I see worry on his face.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess we can go with that. Welcome to Rhode Island. They just have these all over Rhode Island because Rhode Island is so small.
Mm-hmm.
You're always entering or leaving Rhode Island. Like, there's not much in between,
Right.
you know?
They just have one sign. On one side it says "Welcome to Rhode Island,"
Yeah,
and then
like,
on
you
the
don't
other
live.
side,
You don't live and do things in Rhode
Yeah.
Island. Like, there's either enough
Like-
room to live or do
yeah,
stuff.
like they put the sign in the middle of Rhode Island, so you see it as you're coming in
And-
on both directions.
Yeah, it's like in the center
That's-
of
yeah.
this perfectly round Rhode Island.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Why is he tripping though? On his way to karate class. What did he trip over? You know?
I mean, all this does is reminds me of a tale
No.
about you.
Yeah, it's true. It's the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to me, other than vlogging and Hobby Lobby, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I just remember we were leaving our pastor's house,
we were leaving our pastor's house,
and
This was in
I look
college
over.
or high school. Probably
It
college.
was college,
It just feels
Yeah.
like it was
and
longer.
I look over, and Isaac.
Okay. Before you continue,
He-
we were leaving. It was like midnight,
Mhm.
right? And I had shoes that had laces,
Right.
as you do, and I didn't really feel like tying up. I don't know why they were so loose. They were like the loosest they could get. Like I had loosened them considerably, like
Right.
a skater in the early 2000s loose. Like
Mhm.
they fell off constantly, but it wasn't skate shoes. Anyway, I loosened them and I just walked out to my car, like laces undone, loosened up. And I was carrying stuff. I was carrying I don't even know, probably board games and some other stuff in my hands. Like
Right.
both hands were full of boxes.
I think you may have had a video game system. I think we were playing 1-2 Switch.
Maybe.
And
Switch wasn't out that long ago though.
I'm pretty sure that's what we were doing. And you had that.
That means that's even more recent than anyway. The point is our arms were full and what did you do?
You came out of out of the house. You stepped off the sidewalk and began the fall. The great fall, we call it.
No one calls it that. No one.
But you knew you were falling, so you caught yourself with the other foot and immediately fell again and tripped.
It was a
And
real
then
rough-
you caught yourself with the other foot and and then fell again.
Yeah.
And you repeatedly did this across the entire street. You kept just like watching you. It was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen because it's even hard to describe because it's just like you were like almost falling, catching yourself, falling immediately again, like multiple times, like 6 or 7 times.
Yeah. No.
And then you get to the other side of the street and you get to the curb and you fall just face first. Like because you're like protecting the stuff in your arms.
Yes, I didn't
so you
wanna-
just put your arms to the sides and just fall. spaced out on the other side. So you're just tripping across the entire road and then just plop.
I wish I could deny this story, but it's true. I tripped, and every time I would trip, I would put my other foot out to try to catch myself.
Yeah.
But then that foot, like, try wearing really loose shoes. My feet just kept turning on their sides.
Yeah.
Like, every step, I put just enough weight on it
like
to
you
turn the foot.
Like you successfully caught yourself like 6 or 7 times, but then also tripped.
Every time I would put my foot out to catch myself, I would just trip again. Like my foot would give out in this really loose shoe. And I did the entire width of like this 2-lane street in the neighborhood. And then, I remember just falling on my face into the gravel on the other side of the road in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
At midnight. Like anybody who saw me would be like, man,
like that guy's real drunk.
Real drunk. But no, I was just trying to protect what was in my arms.
Or to go with today's thing, that guy was tripping. You know, as a pun and a joke, and
the one we agreed not to draw a few minutes ago. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but we're talking. You know, we can say it.
We can.
Because you were tripping.
I was, but in the sense that I was actually falling.
Does that penguin have hair? Oh,
it's a
no, you're just coloring him in.
I am coloring him in, but I realize if I do this, I might lose his arm.
Yeah.
So just know there's an arm there.
I mean, I think
this looks like one of those poor. You remember the Dawn commercials, the Dawn dish soap commercials from back in the day? It looks like this penguin has been in a horrible Rhode Island oil spill, and he's just like, "Please, help me." Okay, he lost an eye to oil.
Oil.
You know it's there though. That's worse. You know it's there. Look at how sad he is. He's like a little Chilly Willy. Do you know who Chilly Willy is? He's a penguin from cartoons.
Yep.
Anyway, and he's just like
he's
just wandered into the middle of Rhode Island, and here's this ice skater on his way to.
He's tripping on the penguin.
I guess.
Well, I mean, it seems more like he tripped himself so that he wouldn't hit the penguin.
I mean, well, there's like a stone.
Oh, so like the penguin's unrelated to the tripping.
I think maybe the penguin put the stone there so that somebody would trip and acknowledge him. There's been lots of ice skaters just going by, and he's like, "Please, just bring me to the nearest store and get me some Dawn dish soap." You know? Remember those pathetic commercials from when they were like, "Buy our dish soap; it can clean a a duck," and you're like, "But I don't have any."
I don't really remember the commercials, but I did recently see a meme where it's like Dawn dish soap advertises how to clean everything but dishes.
That is pretty true. That is pretty true.
Like that wasn't really what the meme exactly said. I don't remember what the meme said, but it said something about that.
These are the mountains of Rhode Island.
Oh, do those exist?
They do.
I thought it was like a coastal. I guess you can have mountains and a coast. No rules about such things.
Yeah. It needed a little something, so they got mountains.
Oh, okay.
It's just mountains. It's like the cliffs.
Yeah. Yeah, like real big mountains, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they're really close, actually, and they're not actually that. Like, you see mountains in the background, and you assume they're, like, way back. Like, this guy is barely shorter than these mountains.
Right. It also seems to end at the sign. Oh, I was mistaken.
They just get a little askew at the sign. It's different.
Mountains don't have to be perfectly even.
No, and they
at this distance, I mean, who even?
Yeah, who would ever? These are some Rhode Island foliage.
Oh,
it's barely there though because it's winter.
Yeah, right.
I don't know how to draw like ice on the road.
I feel like it kind of seems like the mountain. Like I think you need a landscape line.
So it's snow capped.
Yeah, but I still think you need like a landscape line.
Where? Like here?
Or below that, or like somewhere, you know, because like right now,
the mountain.
Okay,
okay,
it's a really
short mountain.
Okay, that's okay.
I told you it's like This mountain goes right up to the road. Maybe these aren't even real mountains. Maybe this is just like, the things people put up as decorations by the roads in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And then
But it's like connected to the road.
it's like a perspective thing. It's
Right.
laying,
Mhm.
it's tilted.
Okay. No, I understand.
Uh-huh. It's tilted. I don't know how to draw an icy road. Icy road. Like,
Well, if the whole road's ice, you wouldn't really see anything different except a slight sheen.
okay, so how do you draw a slight sheen, though?
Well, you can't really with just black and white. You could like do those like curved lines.
Curved? Like,
Yeah,
like
like-
water lines?
Yeah, like water, but like I mean, we don't do shading and stuff. It would.
Ice. 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 Now I have to darken these, though, so you don't think these are ice. These are those white lines that you get on the roads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Rhode
it's a
Island.
black road
In
with
Rhode
white
Island-
lines.
In Rhode Island, all their roads are black.
You mean all the roads are white with
All
black
their roads
lines?
are white with black lines.
Yeah.
That's why penguins are naturally inclined to go there. Anyway.
Wouldn't that be like the opposite? Like penguins are mostly black.
Yeah. Except for this one. He's a white penguin. He's covered in oil. He's like one of the fluffy baby penguins,
Mhm.
how they're like
Yeah.
gray.
Right.
Yeah. He was born on the shores of Rhode Island,
Mm-hmm.
wandered into town after the oil spill. This
Right.
guy tripped in the road.
Yeah.
Rhode Island, winter, snow, ice.
Yeah. You gotta title it.
Yeah, I know.
Na- name
I'm
and
just
age.
going through all the tag.
Right. Yeah. It's,
Keywords.
Yeah. We got it's road trip. He's tripping on the road.
Yeah.
And now our fans know another story about our
Other state.
childhood.
Oh, that's true also.
Except we were adults.
It feels like our childhood. It was a long time ago.
I don't think it was as long ago as you're thinking.
I think I'd like to believe I was young and more prone to trip. Although, let's be honest, the older you get,
The more prone you are.
are
to
you more
tripping.
prone to trip, or is tripping just like a really big deal? When
I
you're
think
old?
it's just a big deal.
Yeah, I
like-
think that's more the
Like
problem.
because when you're like a small kid, you trip all the time.
I don't know,
but
like,
it doesn't.
But like the elderly, I
nothing
feel like
happens.
the elderly teeter easier. Like
Right, well, but
like you go push like a 30-something-year-old over, they're gonna like try to catch themselves. You push like a 90-year-old over, they're just gonna
Right.
teeter. Like
but
they're
like
stiff.
if you have like a 3-year-old, they like trip like 20 times a day.
Yeah. Okay. So there's like a a curve.
Yeah,
There's like a graph.
Right.
Like a
but it's like young kids just trip all the time, and it doesn't matter.
yeah, because they're young and flexible, and their bones haven't fused yet.
Yeah.
There's like a bag of bones.
The bag of
Yeah, as long
O's.
as you don't hit them on their soft spot, they're fine.
Mm-hmm.
And even by the time they're teetering, they're toddling, I guess you would say.
Yep. The toddlers toddling.
Yeah, the toddler's toddling and tripping.
I'm gonna save this drawing while
Yeah.
you
No, I'm gonna just
entertain the
I'm going to
masses.
expound on the fact that what age do you think it is where tripping becomes like a big deal? Like if our parents trip, is that like I think they'd still be okay, in their 50s. If our parents tripped, I think they'd get up and they'd be sore for a couple of days, But is it 60 when you hit 60? Is it just like you tripped? Well, you need to I guess your hips being replaced. Like why do your hips need replaced? Unless you were like a dancer. You got dancer's hip. Been dancing too much and you just suddenly need it replaced. Like
I don't think that's why people usually get their hip replaced.
why do they get it? Is
I
it
think it's
due to
because
a trip?
Yeah, like they trip.
At what age though do you trip and then the natural response is you got to get your hip replaced? Like is it in the 60s? 70s?
I think it could depend on how hard the trip is. I remember someone was talking, and they were asking a doctor, like, how do you live longer or whatever? And he's like,
Don't trip.
once you're past 50, just stop climbing ladders. That's the number one way to live longer, healthier life is to
You got to hire someone younger to climb your ladders for you at that point.
yeah, because falling off a ladder. I mean, it's bad anytime. But like when you're in your 30s and you fall off a ladder, it's like
you'd hurt.
Like you would hurt.
A lot.
And you might even like break a bone or something, but it would heal.
But you wouldn't die.
Yeah. But if you're after 50 and you fall off a ladder, anything you broke is not healing.
Yeah, it has to be replaced.
Yeah.
That's why you hope you don't hit your head.
Yeah. I mean, they say over 40 is like, that's when your body is like not able to heal itself as well.
So what you're saying is over the next 9 years, you and I need to do all the wild and crazy stuff. Because when we hit 40, which is just a horrifying prospect, but when we hit 40, there's no healing from that point on.
Well, no healing.
Just real.
Just worse. It's like starts.
That's like when our bodies start acquiring titanium pieces, like the Terminator, right? Like titanium kneecaps.
Like I feel like we'd just be improving ourselves.
When do you think we can get titanium drawing hands?
Yeah, like once our like if we lose our hands, we replace every finger with pens.
We should get our hands.
That sounds like an improvement to me.
We should get our hands insured.
Mm-hmm.
You think if we brought our art to the insurance company, like what do you think they'd insure our hands for?
I think we have to have made money.
We have
off of our hands
in an auction for the children.
Yeah. So how much was that? Like a couple dollars. That's how much they insure us for.
I feel like insurance companies are generous. You know,
what insurance companies?
Not generous in like the payout. Like they'd never pay out. Like, but they'd insure it for a lot so that we have to pay a lot monthly. You know, like they'd insure our hands for like $1 million a pair, 500,000 each. Our drawing hand actually would probably be $750. The other hand,
like I'm sure,
maybe we just insure our drawing hands.
I'm sure an insurance company would be willing to do that.
They'd be willing.
But
money.
We'd have to pay them like a bunch of money every month.
That's what I mean. Like they'd insure our drawing hands for like $1 million, and then we'd be paying like $10,000 a month until we had like a steamroller related accident or something where our hands were.
Yeah, and then
like the hand mangler actually visits us,
and then as every insurance company does, they would be like, "Oh well, that was pre-existing condition."
They'd be like, "You guys are clearly friends with the hand mangler. You talk about him every week."
Yeah, like we wouldn't get any of that money.
A pre-existing condition? I don't think steamroller incidents.
You know how insurance companies are.
Yeah, I do.
You were
team
pre-inclined to get that steamroller incident.
Yeah, it's the two poor legal teams just shaking their heads like they understand. They understand.
So this is a guy.
How wonderful.
That's the start of this
disembodied man. He's got a cool haircut. It kind of looks like a squid fell on his head. You know? Like the tentacles are up there by his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Just like flop down on him one day. And he just went with it.
He also has what would probably be considered pretty good posture for what he's doing.
Is it tripping? Because if he's tripping, it's like he's just went rigid. I did not expect the leg to go that way. Also, kind of has bell bottom. No, I guess not bell bottoms. Just 90s pants.
They're like real straight.
This guy has unnervingly good posture. Like it's unsettling. If you saw somebody walking down the street with a squid on their head and unnaturally good posture, you'd just know they were like a robot of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
You think robots all have to have good posture, you know?
Yeah. Like why would you program a robot with bad posture?
To make it look more human, you know? You don't know that many people with perfect posture. I can name like 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But if you really want a robot to blend in,
I kind of want you to name them.
The 2 people that have perfect posture?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, not us. It's not us.
So, I realized, though, here that I made a mistake because it's... But we'll figure out. We'll figure out where to go.
Yeah, but it's just...
From there.
We don't make mistakes, Benj. We make earth-shattering, disastrous...
Yeah, well, it's just like...
You're sounding dangerously Bob Ross over there. we vehemently disagree with. No such thing as happy little accidents or mistakes, just earth-shattering, life-altering disasters.
Yeah, well,
in the art world.
My problem.
Is he riding a llama?
No, it's a horse.
Oh, it's a dog. It's a dog. It is. Oh, God.
Honestly, it doesn't matter.
Telling you, horses are like the hardest thing to draw, man. They're either sock puppets. Oh, God, it's so creepy.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, look at it. It looks so fake. No. No.
It doesn't really matter.
What is it? It's like a Doberman Pinscher, but it's clearly two people dressed up like a Doberman Pinscher, like those horse costumes, but all they had was a dog. What is that? Oh, okay. Draw the line down the middle. Draw the line down the middle of the dog, so we know.
What?
You know what I mean?
What line?
Like a horse costume. Like, just draw a line so we can see where person 1 and person 2 are. Oh gosh, person 1 is... What is that?
It's just a saddle.
Oh, it's... Now draw the line. It's not...
What line are you talking about?
Like, right? Like, down the middle. Like, so it's clearly two parts of the same animal glued, sewn together. You can never make fun of my horses again.
This thing doesn't have a saggy butt.
No, it actually has a quite pronounced rear end. It's like sticking. It has unnaturally good posture in its butt. Oh, it's so creepy, though. It's so unnatural. This is not. This is like a piñata horse.
Pinatas are donkeys usually.
Yeah, but this isn't a real animal, is my point. It's like he's sitting on a paper mache horse.
Mm-hmm.
A paper mache horse that was made by somebody who's never seen a horse. They were just like described. And they're like, yeah, and the nose is just square. A square nose. And it's real skinny in the belly. And its arms, they're kind of attached. And it has a saddle built in.
Saddle built in.
Well, either that or this thing's back is just caved in so much and that saddle is just filling it. It's like a reverse camel hump. Oh, God. Stop. Stop adding stuff.
It has teeth.
That almost helps in a strange way. Except it looks like somebody closed a door in its nose and just like smashed it flat. Oh, what is that?
It's its nose.
That's not how horse noses work. That's just not how horse noses work. This is like a dog lion horse hybrid. It's absolutely an abomination to nature. Like, it's so unsettling. You're unnaturally straight man on this horrifying creature.
Mm-hmm. So see, the thing is,
My goodness, man.
as you can tell, he's riding the horse.
I forgot what was happening. Yeah.
But what we're
I'm calling
drawing,
it a horse. It's not. It's not a horse.
so what we're drawing is road, right? Which would be past tense. So how do you draw him?
You
Road instead of riding?
in the past tense.
Yeah. So
Past tense.
so you have over here.
Mountains. Rhode Island mountains. Now you draw tense.
The tense.
Yeah.
Yeah. That he's going past.
Uh-huh.
So he's it's past
The
tense.
tense. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You know, have you ever in life seen a tent that is triangle shaped like that? Where someone stuck two poles in the ground and is like, we got ourselves a tent.
Yeah, like all you had was a tarp. So
you apparently found two metal poles. It's like, you show up in movies and shows all, what is that? It's upside, oh dear. What is that tent going? It's like on top of the other tent. Like Mulan. Go watch Mulan. Not the live action one. That one's gross and terrible. There's no Mushu or songs. But the point is, all their tents are like perfect versions of these.
Mm-hmm. I liked the real life one.
Yeah, I know. What does your dog remind me of? Your horse dog. It's
just a horse.
It's like a taxidermy, like a bad taxidermy of this guy's dog. Like he had a real big dog, this robot man. And they taxidermied it and they accidentally made the middle too long. Mm-hmm. Like the belly area was they added another dog's skin fur. And he's like, I'd like you to taxidermy it with a saddle. So they did. And he just sits in his backyard.
What?
Maybe it's a wearable dog. Like his two friends dress up in his taxidermy dog and he rides them past the campground.
Yeah. So that he could road.
What is the road trip?
Let's see, that's where I said I messed up because I was going to like draw the horse tripping.
Okay, we said we weren't going to do it.
No, like I was going to.
I know.
But then I didn't show its legs.
So then I was like,
how do I? Blessing. So then I was like, how do I make it tripping? It is a blessing
we can't see more of this.
So we just assume the trip doesn't have a pun. It's literally he's on a trip.
It's riding in the past tense.
Yeah.
And he's going on a trip.
He's going on a trip. On his horse.
Stop it. It's not. No one. You could not ask someone. Like, if you cover up everything, do this with your screen at home, everyone. Cover up everything except the butt of the horse. Then you could be like, it's probably a horse. But you just keep going, and you get to the head, and you're like, it's something else. It's not. It's a dog, horse, lion, hyena. It looks so stiff. I can't think of it as anything other than this is like taxidermied, and he's just got it on like wheels.
This is the...
Oh, that strangely helps everything about your drawing. Not the horse dog line, but like everything else. He's also... Okay. I've seen... Sorry, I don't mean to pick at your drawing, but it's needed. Mm-hmm. I've seen people ride horses.
Yeah,
they don't keep their arms straight down at their sides, and just hope the horse, dog, lion, hyena does what it's supposed to.
Just amazing posture. Like
yeah, you don't. He's so far back.
You don't even understand how amazing this guy's posture is. I decided these are palm trees.
That doesn't mean that they look like it. I've decided it's a palm tree, so if you could just imagine it with me.
No, sorry, did I say palm? I meant pine.
Oh, yeah. You said palm tree. It's just not. It's also a particularly... There's not too many equilateral pine trees. You know, like it's. Oh, okay. We're getting some height.
Yeah, it's growing. It's.
This is like something you'd see in a museum. Like this is like Lewis and Clark riding their horse, and horse is in quotes on the plaque because the person who wrote the plaque saw it and could not bring themselves to write horse. Mm-hmm. They're like, this is Lewis. Of Lewis and Clark. He's clearly like a dummy, like not a taxidermy, like a animatronic Lewis with perfectly straight arms on this horrible taxidermied horse, lion, hyena, dog. Mm-hmm. Like this is the kind of museum you go to and you're like, oh, I understand now why tickets were free. Free
to the museum?
Yeah. They clearly taxidermied their dog and put a tail on it, like pinned the tail on the dog. I'm so glad we didn't see this on our trip. We did see donkeys, though.
Yep, we did see.
And when you see
donkeys.
my donkey drawing in the Super Artist video, you'll
When
realize
did you draw a donkey?
I drew donkeys in Oatman.
What?
In Oatman.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you call that a donkey, I'm allowed to call this a horse.
Mine's not good, but it's not this. It's a dog, man. It's just a dog.
And the thing you drew,
Like a dog horse chimera.
your like weird moose chimera thing.
It's
we're calling a donkey.
Donkeys. Donkeys have antlers sometimes.
Yeah, just wait till you guys see this thing. I mean, I'll admit that this horse has some dog-like features.
I truly think, other than drawing hands, that horses, donkeys, mules are just so difficult to draw. Like, you and I have never successfully drawn a horse. Like, they're either a camel or a sock puppet, or the butt is just going the wrong way. We can't draw horses. We should stop trying.
I'm gonna write the name here of the. Is this how you spell road?
I'll get you the first grade spelling list. Benj, it's not a road trid. Come on. It's an upside down P. You were questioning how to spell road. You should have asked about trip.
Well, I knew how to spell trip.
You just did the P upside down, like you rotated the P like 270 degrees.
Okay. Some people in this world understand my struggles.
I think it was actually only 180. Your struggles? I understand your struggles. As much flack as I've given you for the last 20 minutes about this horse, dog, hyena, lion, I've never drawn one better. Like, ever. Like yours is a pretty decent looking big dog.
You people, you said tell people cover up the face and you could call it a horse, but cover up
the body and it's a dog.
The back, like that's a pretty good dog face.
I know. That's why it's like the taxidermist was like, guys, I messed up the back of your dog, and I messed up the front of this horse. So I'm going to try to recycle. And this is what Lewis and Clark wrote on. It's like when you get your friend to do your taxidermy and he's never done taxidermy before. You know? Not that I have a friend like that. Not that I know anyone on Earth who does taxidermy. If you do taxidermy, leave us a comment.
Yeah.
We might need some one day.
Maybe we'll even accept a job offer.
We'll accept a job offer?
Yeah.
Like we'll go draw?
Yeah, we'll become taxidermists.
Oh, no.
But only zebras and penguins.
Oh, zebras and penguins.
Yeah.
For the Two Poor Artists Zoo.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it wouldn't really be a zoo.
It's like a silent zoo. A silent, scentless zoo.
Where everything's black and white.
Yeah, it's like a museum. But it's called a silent zoo.
Yeah. That would be so weird. Like an outdoor museum of...
It's just like a
like
zoo.
Taxidermy.
It's just like a zoo. Like,
yeah.
Picture the zoo that you've gone to most recently, but all the animals are just taxidermied.
Would they be animatronic
No.
taxidermy?
No. I mean, maybe. We could do that. Your dog, horse, lion mouth could, like, open and close. You, like, squeak. You see someone go out there with one of those old-fashioned bottles of oil. I can't do the oils. But, you know, they're like, no. It's like squirting it in the jaw. But, like, think of how eerie that would be. First of all, you would just assume
Like,
they
why
accidentally
isn't...
killed all the animals.
Why isn't animatronic taxidermy things a thing? Like, why haven't you ever gone to someone's house and they have like their old pet dog animatronic.
Okay, first of all, if you ever go to somebody's house and they have their old pet anything taxidermied, run. Like those people, you're their friend. When you die, they're going to want to do the same thing to you.
Right, but if they're going to do it to me, I want it animatronic.
No. There's laws about that.
There's like,
what are you going to do? The robot?
Yeah,
like,
the robot.
The first time ever.
I mean,
Permanently. Like their children are gonna just people are gonna see this taxidermy just assume you were always doing the robot in life, because why else would they make you doing it?
Well, I mean, what else would they have me like? Show us drawing?
Maybe in the Two Poor Artists Hotel after we die, you can like stay in the Two Poor Artists office suite, and there's just
just a random room.
Oh, okay. Like they move us around. Like they move us around. You know how like every hotel room has like that little table with a notepad? They just like every morning they just choose a random room and they put us in it.
And we're just like drawing.
Just in there drawing.
I just draw a nose first guy like constantly.
If they do good enough animatronics, we can draw a drawing on the piece of paper they put in front of us.
Yeah.
You know?
Like I could draw like a nose first guy. It's like you wake up in the morning.
Yeah, because they're totally sneaking in the middle of the night and he's in the room.
Right.
It's a surprise, right?
Yeah.
Like it's why you stay at the Two Poor Artists Hotel so often. You're in the hopes that you'll be one of the lucky few who wakes up.
Yeah.
You know, like
it's like if you ask for a wake up call. Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
And that's what activates us. So the wake up call is
us.
It's
like
us.
You hear our pens scribbling in the corner, and then you wake up and try not to be horrified that. It's not even that it's animatronic. It's us. Like it's like real
taxidermied.
Oh, I can't even think
animatronic
about it. I can't even think about it. It's so disturbing.
Yeah.
So disturbing.
Well, like we could just do it until we die. We could just use like regular animatronic versions of us
until we die. No, that's true. Yeah, that's more fair.
Yeah. Imagine a nose first man drawing a nose first man.
You're not a nose first man.
Well, no, but
you're animatronic.
But the animatronic version of me would be.
I would go to a zoo though with animatronic animals for one reason. When you go to a real zoo, you just have to hope that you can actually see the animals and they're not like asleep or like in the back. Yeah, they always are. You know, I don't know what happens to the animals in zoos, but I'm assuming they're never awake and they're never facing forward.
Like I've always liked what I called the dinosaur museum, but the natural history museum,
the one here in Mesa,
where they have like animatronic like dinosaurs in a thing, and you can like watch them move and.
Yeah. Next time you come to Mesa, Arizona, go to the Natural History Museum.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like the New York Natural History Museum or, like one that's world famous, but it's the one we grew up with.
Yeah.
There's something about going to that museum that inspired us eventually to become poor artists. So you might want to keep your kids away.
Well, I think we've wasted enough of your time.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure a long time ago. But... road tridip. Like you could spin that letter upside down and it would still be the same letter.
The same thing, whatever it is.
It's kind of tripping me out. Anyway.
Just like the horse dog.
It's a horse dog lion. Horse dog lion hyena. Get it right.
Bye.
Goodbye. As always, we're surprised you made it this far into our video.
There's no way we could possibly ask you to subscribe to this atrocity, so we won't.
We would say share it with your friends, but it's probably better for wasting your enemy's time.
We're probably not going to get any better, but we will keep drawing.
See you next time.